Hey everyone, welcome back to Denise Dives In. Today we are going to go over July's budget results. I've tried to film this video a quadrillion times. I don't have editing software, so if I mess up or a baby starts crying or anything, I have to start all over. So I have written in my totals and everything for the month, but I am gonna go over them with you and we're gonna figure out some stuff because I haven't finished it all the way yet once. So I do use an Erin Condren monthly planner. This is the newer version. This is the Flora design. I do always get the newest version of the planner. I have a link down below every year. So this was my last year's and I do use my last year's still. It has like notes and things for videos and stuff. So I do still use it because there was still a lot of blank pages that I didn't use up. So I'm gonna try to use those up because I just love this paper. I love having everything in one spot. So on the monthly view, I write out all my bills. I don't write anything else as of right now. And I use bill tracking stickers from Planner Kate. And as they come out, I mark them off. On this page, I just write any monthly things that are coming up that month. I wrote our credit scores in, and then I write any subscriptions that I need to keep in mind for coming months. And then on this page, this is what we're gonna go over today. So I write all of our bills again. I know that seems tedious, but I don't mind it. And I like having a visual representation of all of the budget for the entire month. So this is all of our fixed expenses. Some are bills and some aren't. Like this is a prescription. This is pest control, which I guess you can consider a bill, but this is a quarterly expense and I won't need to budget for it next month. Our income, everybody's budget is different and everybody's income is different. So our income allows us to budget for things like that when they come up. If we brought in a significantly less money and had other like expenses and things like that, we probably would have to divvy that up per month so that we're not going over budget and things like that. But for us, it works out that we don't have to do that. We can just budget for them when they come up and it'll be fine. So that you won't see in my next month's budget. But there are things like that that come up quarterly or by every other month, things like that. But that's all of our fixed expenses. The total on that was this, and then we're gonna go over the budget items. Groceries, I budgeted $625. So and that's like $125 per week-ish. It's me and my husband, Alex, and then my son, Dominic, who is 8, and he basically eats like an adult. He eats more than me most of the time. And then I have a 1-year-old Jane, and she is I've been getting her pouches and milk and stuff like that. So this probably will go up because I have been wanting to get her more food and like three meals and everything like that. So I raised the grocery budget for next month, and I also am anticipating like everything's just going up. So, and then Dominic's gonna be going back to school. I feel like pre-portioned things are cheaper, and if I do pack his lunch, I was already considering possibly that expense because pre-divvied up things. And no, I don't buy like the snack bags of chips and stuff like that all the time or things like that. I'm just talking about like Capri Suns or like his drink item that he has in his lunch pail will cost more money than if he was just at home and I could pour some Sunny D into a cup, you know? So, cause like I'll make his sandwiches. Like I don't get him Lunchables or anything like that because honestly, I would like, it's easy, it's quick, whatever. But first of all, usually Lunchables have like I feel like not good meat and not good cheese. It's easy enough to like make those types of things. And he eats a lot. So that is not filling him up. And I mean, I just have a thing against Lunchables and things like that that are not going to satisfy his hunger, and they're expensive, this, that, and the other. So I'm just incorporating that because he does start school on August 16th next month. So that was a long-winded way of saying we were under this month, but next month might be different. Eat out, we have a healthy eat out budget. I feel like we can get it under control at some point soon, because Dominic will be going back to school. And if he's not with us, that's one less person to have to get him something. And like I said, he eats like an adult practically. So hopefully we can get this down next month. I still budgeted at about a $60 a week budget. So we'll find out. Fuel, I just messed up. I underestimated how many times we fill up, and gas prices have been going up. They're not too bad here. They're still under $3. I have a Toyota RAV4 and I stay at home with the kids. We do take Dominic to karate 3 times a week, and we use my car on the weekends, which for us is Monday and Tuesday. Those are the days my husband has off. So we have to fill that up about once a week, and that's about $30. And then Alex's car is a Kia Optima, and he takes that to work, and he works about, I want to say it's like a good 25-minute drive one way. So he needs to fill that up about once a week too. And that one has a bigger tank somehow, and it costs about $50-ish right now. So I bumped that up for next month, and hopefully we don't go over again. And I also think that like it being summer and it being like humid here, I don't realize how much like idling and stuff like that like affects here. In Arizona, I swear idling did not like eat up your gas as much as it does here. I don't know if it's the humidity or whatnot, but I swear it's like crazy. And I do have a 1-year-old, so if we have to sit somewhere for whatever, I don't just turn off the car and get out and just deal with it, because I do have a 1-year-old. So I don't want her to overheat, and I don't want my son to overheat either. So we can just budget more. Household, if you watch my video on like diving into August budget, I did budget $160 for next month, and I was gonna spend the $78 that we had left over just like at the end of the month. I haven't got to it. It's just been it hasn't been really busy. I just haven't got to it. So that $78 that was left over, I'm going to just add to household for next month. I wasn't gonna roll it over, but I'd rather just roll it over. I really like to have everything on hand. I'm one of those people that has like 5 tubes of toothpaste on hand and 2 packs of toilet paper. I have a ton of Q-tips. I just like to have like lots of everything. So I usually do go to like Sam's Club and get a couple things here and there. And they usually total about $75. So that will be like one trip, and then maybe I can make another trip. Household, in my budget personally, also includes any like decorations I want to buy, if I want to get a new candle, if I need air filters, anything that is for the house, if that's like a new pan or stuff like that. I include all of that in household. So that can be eaten up pretty quick if I needed like I needed a new fry pan like a month or 2 ago, and that was like a $30 bill, like right there. I wanted to make sure that it was just going to be a good one that lasted, because the last one I bought, I went the cheap route, and it was like the handle was like, I was like, I'm gonna drop. I'm clumsy. My son is clumsy too. He takes after me, but I was like, I'm gonna drop the freaking food all over myself. So anyway, that's what's included in household. Alex is my husband. He gets $265. $160 directly just I take out in cash and give it to him. He goes to work 5 days a week, And 4 of those days, he usually gets lunch somewhere, wherever he wants. That's how he spends that's basically his spending money. I don't care what he spends it on. If he comes home and picks up beers on the way home, or if he's eating out, that's just his spending money, and that's how he spends his spending money. I spend mine on Starbucks and random crap, but that's how he spends his. And then the 105 is for his vape. He quit smoking and now he vapes. So the vape device requires new coils about once a week, and then he also needs to fill it with juice, and he gets a new one of those about once a week. I asked him to make things easier on me if the next time he went, he just bought all of this stuff for the whole entire month, because how I've been doing it so far is every single week I'll budget, okay, he needs to get juice this week, he blah, blah, blah. It's annoying. And so what I did, so he's over because he got the stuff for August. So I'm gonna take that money out of August's budget. And that's why he's over, unfortunately, but it'll be okay because it's gonna come out of August's budget when I do it. Denise is me, and I went over, I think I had a subscription to like the razor place that I get. I took that out of there, and I don't know what else. I went over. I get coffee too much. I'm looking at my Starbucks right now. I'm trying to give up Diet Coke. It's been a process. I've given it up before. I've given up all soda for over a year before. I had a kidney stone, and it was the worst experience of my life, and I've had 2 children. And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just addicted, and it's bad. Like, I've given it up for this year so far. I've given it up for a month already. And then I stopped, and then I started again, and I just have a problem. Like, it's a serious addiction, and so is coffee. And I wouldn't say like I'm one of those, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm like dying and I need that coffee pick me up. I'm not. Caffeine does not affect me that way at all. It's literally just like an addiction. It's just like, I need that coffee fix right now. I need caffeine. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. I need it. I'll get a caffeine headache. It doesn't like wake me up or anything like that. Like, how I am right now is basically how I wake up. Right before bed, I can drink my iced coffee and go to sleep. I don't know why that's how coffee affects me, but I definitely have an addiction to it. It's serious. So that's where a majority of my money goes to. So I'm just gonna chat with you guys today. Apparently, I'm just gonna go over everything in detail. Jane is my daughter. I gave her $265. She has a milk allergy, intolerance to cow's milk. So her formula was Nutramigen, and it was really, really expensive. So I budgeted for, I think one or 2 cans, because she was gonna turn 1, and once they turn 1, you don't give them formula anymore. And then diapers and wipes and anything else like little that she needs, like if I bought her a new sippy cup or something like that, or new pajamas if she needed them. She was under though, she was under by $29.91, which is good. Dominic just spent all this money. He's my 8-year-old son. I know I got him like bicycle, like pads to wear when he's mountain biking. And then he wanted to try like some fast food place and stuff. So I let him basically just, I got him the Financial Peace Junior kit. I'll be talking about it next month. We're gonna try it and see how it goes. I do want to get him more involved and comprehending money and what it is to spend and save and things like that. I think he's at a good age. He just turned 8 in March, so I think this is a good time to introduce it. I was gonna wait because to me, I think that he's very helpful. He always wants to help me, and he always wants to like make me happy. So he's just like that kid, and so he always does like all of his chores. And I wouldn't consider them chores. I would just say like his expectations. Like, I expect him to make his bed when he wakes up. I expect him to brush his teeth and take his vitamins, and just at bedtime he makes sure all of his stuff's out of the living room, and just he does his stuff. Like, he's well on his way to being a little adult, and it's hard to be like, okay, well, now we're doing this chore system, and I don't know, like, I feel like he would just do whatever I asked him to do without the incentive of money. So it's weird, but I did buy that. It was $20, and I am going to start that with him next month. So that's normally, it's just like however I want to treat him, or if he does ask for something specific, or just like things like that I think he needs. Like, if he breaks his water bottle, he needs a water bottle to go to karate. So if he breaks it, I need to buy him a new one and stuff like that. So fun. Normally this goes to just random crap. Like, if we buy, me and Alex kind of collect books. So we'll go to like a used bookstore and we'll buy books, and that will be like one transaction in that. We bought Black Widow Premier Access, so that went to fun. Just random things like that will go in the fun category. It's kind of like a catch-all too, because like I'll be like, oh, there's money in the fun budget. So it's kind of a catch-all, but most of the time it is something that is fun for us, whether it's collecting books or buying a movie on whatever, because I would go to the theater. They're open here, and I just don't want to deal with like if Jane's gonna be having issues that day or not. She's really good out and about. She behaves really well, but she's been having like constipation issues, and it's miserable. She'll just like start screaming, and it's horrible. And we're trying to deal with it right now, but it's not fun to try to know when that's gonna happen. Jane's birthday was on the 21st, so I budgeted $75. I spent $83.40, so I did go over, but her category up here was a little over, so like under budget, so that kind of helped with that. I just spent a lot on like decorations. I am gonna reuse her decorations in her room, and I bought her like an outfit for it. I didn't know I was gonna buy an outfit for her. I might try to resell that on Amazon Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, because I thought she was gonna get it all messed up, but I let her do the smash cake, and I took her little tutu off, and before she did that, and it all came out in the wash. So maybe somebody else, if they're having like a mermaid themed birthday party for their kid, they can use the outfit I bought. So maybe I'll try to resell that. Dominic's back to school. I gave him $100. So I got everything. He got a new backpack. He got water bottles. He got everything he needed, and he was only at $71. So he still had $29. I'm not gonna roll this over. Things like this, I just think about at the beginning of the month and say, okay, well, I know I need to budget for this. I know I need to budget for that. And I go from there. Our budget accommodates things that are relatively, like, it's not inexpensive by any means, but under $100, I can just put that in our budget and it'll be okay. If you're not in that predicament, you will need to save every month in sinking funds for stuff like this, for back to school, for birthdays, for things like that. If they're gonna put you out and you're not gonna have any money left over, you have to budget for those monthly. We used to have to do that, especially when we were paying off debt and we wanted a whole bunch of money to go to debt. It was way more difficult to budget for things like this. Where we're at now, it's okay for us to do that. And I don't like when things are really complicated, I don't want to do them. So it's easier for me to just remember, okay, well, I have these little extra sinking funds or categories, this budget, and I'll just budget for them in the month that they happen, and instead of saving, having cash envelopes, having cash. For right now, that's how it's working for me. As you can see, for next month, like, I know I want to get a haircut. Dominic's going to need a haircut. We want to rent a boat. So I put that in our budget. I don't know if Dominic's gonna need lunch money or if I'm gonna pack his lunch, so I just put $50 in lunch, and this is something different, but I just thought of, okay, what do we have going on in August? Do we have any sinking funds? In the front here, I put all of our things that I need to worry about that month, so birthdays, anniversaries, any subscriptions that are yearly, I put in here. So August, I don't have anything. It is back to school, but I already bought all the stuff for back to school. So we had some unbudgeted. 148.41 was our total for unbudgeted. So I added all of these things together, and I got $2,332.11. So we did go over by 80 to 11. Now, if you take this number and this number, this is the farthest I've gotten. I tried to film this video so many times. So the total on that is $4,743.32. Is that right? I'm gonna double check that because that doesn't seem right. 2,332.11. Nope, that's right. Okay. So up here is the income that we were working with. We use last month's income because my husband works on commission, and it's easier for us to just have that like safety net because his income fluctuates so much. So if we minus the 4,043.32, we get, and that's our main goal, is just to save as much as we can. So, I don't know what I did. Anyway, to save as much as we possibly can for when we do decide to buy a house. Emergency fund, I want to get into all of the nitty-gritty of what we have planned. I do try to follow the Dave Ramsey method. We do have, the only thing I would say that we stray away from is we have credit cards. I have the Amazon credit card, so I can get the 5% cash back. I pay it off as soon as it has a balance. I just pay it off. And then the Capital One, I have the Venture card, and I don't really use that unless it's like a big purchase that I know I'm gonna make and I have the money for it. I'll just get that so I can get the miles on that too. So technically we can save $1,216.35. Now, I want to take that $1,216.35, and I want to save 70% of it and put 30% of it in sinking funds. I think this is how you do it. No. I knew how to do it earlier. Hold on, let's see. Oh, no, that is right. Okay, so 30% of that is $364.90. So we're just gonna round up to $365 we can put towards sinking funds. So my sinking funds, oh, where did I write that at? Over here, okay. I think I'm just gonna make my sinking funds on this page. So I think that for us, it'll be easier to take everything we've saved at the end of the month. So technically, like I was saying, everything we've saved is the $12,1635. So at the end of every month, instead of doing the sinking funds at the beginning of the month, because my sinking funds are gonna be like big things, big numbers, over $100 of just things that I wanna save for besides the emergency fund, the 3 to 6 months of emergency fund and our down payment. So the sinking funds I have right now that I want to start saving for, we're just gonna say sinking funds. And then we're going to to allocate $365. And then the rest is gonna go towards savings for those two things. So the categories that I've come up with that I think are good for our family, like everybody's different. Some people have like clothes, back to school, birthdays, things like that. The only ones I think we really need are cars, and that's just because I know I'm gonna need tires soon, oil changes, car tags, anything like that. Whoops, I'm gonna skip a line. So cars, and we're gonna say start, and all of these are gonna start with nothing because this is me setting up the sinking funds and then end. I don't like to put lines in my budget if you haven't noticed. Medical, and that is for any type of medical expense. Dominic has chipped his permanent adult tooth in the front, and it's fallen off twice already. So if that falls off again, that's like $150 to get it like fixed again. Just stuff like that. So medical can include dentist stuff as well. Christmas, there's no rhyme or reason to the order I'm putting these in. I'm gonna say, I don't know how to describe this one. I'm just gonna say bikes because we have mountain bikes. Northwest Arkansas is very big on mountain biking. We have tons of trails really close. It's really fun. All of us can go. I just got a buggy thing for Jane. I sold some of her other stuff that she grew out of and was able to buy her a little buggy thing that like attaches to the bike, so we all can go. It's super fun. But I do want to start adding money into that because like to trick out our bikes kind of. But like you need certain things to like, I don't know, keep it in good working order. And then just like if we want to get tune-ups on them, if we want to replace out something or upgrade something, I just want to have money starting to pool for that. And then I also want to start saving for vacation. I don't think I'm going to put anything in this one right now, but vacation's another big one. And I think that's it. I think I'm just going to have those 5 sinking funds and go from there. I don't think for us we need anything else because like these are like big expenses. Like for Christmas, ideally, I'd like to have about $1,000 saved. Medical, I think around $1,000 chilling in there would be good. Cars, maybe like $500. If I do end up getting tires, I'll need more, but just like when I get the tires kind of thing. Vacation can be like upwards of like $2,000 because I don't know where we'd go, but all of those things are a lot of money. So we need to start saving for them because I can't afford to go on a vacation any month that I pick. Like, you know, hopefully that makes sense. So we're adding, so we have 365 to play with, 365. I want to put 150 in Christmas. So we're gonna minus 150. And then I wanna put 60 in cars and 60 in medical. So we have 30 left over for bikes. So we're not minusing anything. We'll just do zeros again. I'm not gonna add anything to vacation this time. And we're gonna end with those same numbers, 60, 60, 150, and 30. And because these are not going to be things that I spend out of very often, I'm going to just put these aside in our savings account if you're wondering where I'm gonna put this money. So I'm gonna take 365 and put it into I have 3 accounts. I have a savings that has like the down payment ready to go for our next house. And then I have a bill account that all of our fixed, where's that page? I have all of these like auto paid, ready to come out pretty much. And that's where I'm gonna put this money. So it's separate from my emergency fund stuff, and it's still accessible to me. I'm gonna put it in the bill account. And then that way, there's also a buffer in there too. So right now I have like a big buffer in there because I haven't been really budgeting. But I'm just gonna have this 365 as the budget, as the buffer for now, because all of our bills are practically under that except for like our rent. And I'm of course gonna have the rent in there. That comes out at the beginning of the month. So I'm gonna put that in the bill account, and then I have the checking for our like spending, and that's where all of this stuff goes. So like at the beginning of the month, I would have about $2,250 in the spending account. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it.